Do we have the Joker or do we have Pennywise the Clown? Peter Pan's Twisted Nightmare released in the United States for 3 days. And was it worth the $12.50 to go see? Let's get into it. This is the third movie in the Twisted Childhood universe where we've seen the Winnie the Pooh adaptation. Now we are getting it from a Peter Pan adaptation. Now, when you're looking at this film, this is one that I had to actually pay to go see. I was not able to use my Regal Unlimited plan, but I was very interested because it was the first horror movie release of 2025, and it was only in theaters for 3 days. Now, let's get into the film. Neverland is a place that Peter Pan wants to take children so they feel no pain at all. In a sense, protecting them from the world in his eyes. But as I mentioned, this is really an adaptation of many different films we have already seen. When you're looking at the face paint, the style, the movements, the actions, you are picking up on storylines and character traits that you have had in many different films before. You see a scene specifically in the bedroom and coming up from the floor. It is, to a T, Pennywise the Clown. You see the face paint and the actions. It is definitely a Joker persona. Now, the goriness and the actions really kind of bring on Art the Clown from Terrifier. But what made this movie stand out in a sense is the storyline is there where Wendy must go save her brother, protect her brother, and really save him from this chaos that Peter Pan is sending throughout the town. The problem is when you're watching this film, you are really getting the feeling of consistency of other films. There's nothing in this film that really has it stand alone as an enticing film to go see. Now, with it only being released 3 days in theaters this week, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, it is very clear that this movie will end up hitting a digital format at some point. Whether it's through Peacock, which I believe Winnie the Pooh was on, whether it's on Tubi, which seems to be where most movies go. It did not do a good job of portraying a horror movie feeling. You don't feel scared. You don't feel on edge. You are just getting a lot of your typical run-of-the-mill actions from a psychotic character. Now, Neverland is this place where ultimately kids will be kids forever. And like I said, you kind of get the feeling of, okay, it's going to protect them from the universe. But at the end of the day, this is just a different version of every other horror film that you saw. And as the third movie in the Twisted Childhood universe, however they refer to it as, this is probably one of the worst. Now, I was excited when I first saw the trailer. I thought that this movie was going to provide entertainment. I thought it was going to really creep you out in a sense. But that was not the case. Now, this film does release in England, I believe, or over in Europe in February. And it's not going to be, from what I've seen so far, released again in the United States. And so if you are looking for an opportunity to go see it Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't know if this is a movie that you should go spend the time on. When you really want to look and dive into scary movies, you want them to be intriguing, you want them to really have you on edge, this is not a good start to 2025 in the horror movie category. Obviously, it is not rated, so you do have that little bit of extensive gore, but this is not it. Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare overall rating for me is about a 1.8 out of 5. It is not a movie that I would rush to ever see again. If it's one of those days where I'm like, let me just put on a movie and I see it pop up on one of my digital streaming apps, I may put it on. But it is definitely not a movie that will rank high on this list for 2025. So as we continue on throughout the year, definitely a rough start for the horror movie category. Yes, there is gore. Yes, there is blood. Yes, there is a lot of different things going on, but it is still a basis of a typical storyline in a horror movie category. And it takes on character traits of some big name films that have been released. But it is out for 3 days. If you have a chance to check it out and you want to check it out, by all means, go ahead and do it. But it is definitely not one for me. But make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to go check out the other reviews I have posted. And I will talk to you all later.